You know, before the dude made his history, there was another Lasoski who made his own history in a most unlikely fashion. George Lasoski showed up at Sportsman Speedway in Marshall as a mechanic for his brother-in-law, Tom Corbin. He left that night a driver of another car. It wasn't planned that way, but George Lasoski ended up behind the wheel of Bob Michael's car after Bob got cold feet in his planned debut. Corbin wasn't happy he lost his longtime wrench after winning 40 races together, but nonetheless, George Lasoski's driving career began. Oh, and George was pretty good, too. Driving the 33 B-Class Modified for Bob Michael, George dominated at Marshall, Kirksville, and Burlington. He also raced at the fairgrounds in Sedalia, Topeka, Capitol Speedway, and the old Lakeside Speedway. George drove for nearly 20 years until son Danny started his sprint car career in 1979. George already had stellar resume as a mechanic with Tom Corbin, so it was no surprise the transition back to role of lead wrench was going to pay off, and of course it did. The dude was fast, very fast at Knoxville and elsewhere. When Danny later hit the World of Outlaws full-time, enter grandson Brian Brown. And he was ready to perform, and we've seen what Brian has done with his career. George just continued to do what he does best. Now, Brian is one of the best owner drivers in all of sprint car racing, and Danny is a four-time Knoxville Nationals champion and all-time feature win leader there. Both Danny and Brian have left their mark at Knoxville with countless wins and track championships, and George played a major role. Whoever is driving George's race car, it's fast, capable of winning at any time. Tony Stewart posted his first wing sprint car win with George at the State Fair Speedway in Sedalia. So no matter who climbs in that 33 car, he's going to go fast. George Lasoski is already a member of the Knoxville Raceway Hall of Fame, and tonight he becomes a member of the Central Auto Racing Boosters Hall of Fame. And here tonight to accept his award, son Danny, the dude Lasoski, and here he is. Danny, congratulations. I know George not here tonight, but boy, this is quite an honor, well deserved.
It really is an honor. I want to thank everyone for voting him in. You know, he's taking care of my mom. She's not doing so well, so just a privilege for us to come here. We were at Las Vegas a night ago. Went out there with my nephew Brian. We drove all night so we could be here.
And, you know, a lot of younger people probably didn't know George was a pretty darn good race car driver.
He really was. He won a lot in the B class. He got thrown into, he wasn't planning on being a race car driver. He got thrown in there and did a really good job. And when I first started racing, we raced against each other. And he was more worried about what I was doing and was wrecking a lot. And he said, one of us got to quit. So he quit and started helping me. And that rest is history.
Yeah, I mean, when you first got started at Knoxville, I mean, how big of a thing was that? I mean, you'd grown up looking at Knoxville, and man, if I could go be there and race, but your dad was just right there to help you.
He's everything to me. If it wasn't for him, there's no way that we'd have the career we had. You know, he ruled with an iron fist. His best motto was for myself and Brian when we started. He said, "We'll work around the clock. Around the clock, I'll be right here with you. But as soon as you want to go drink beer or chase women, I'm out. I'm going in the house." And he'll go today. He's 80 years old. He still works at my shop every single day.
Personality-wise, what made him so special down there in the pits?
He has a love for sprint car racing, but a more love to win, and he's got way more patience than I got. So I think that really was good.
And you don't have as much patience.
Nah, I got a short fuse. I think I'm like Tim. I got really good ones. But no, he's real calm, and he never chewed my butt at the racetrack. But boy, when I get home at the shop, that's when he let me have it.
He hasn't quit. He's still out there working on cars, right?
He works every single day in my shop. You know, this year I took on a little different role for the most part of it. We're going to be driver coaching Mason Daniel from California, and he's going to be a big part of his career, and we're going to get that jump started.
And who's going to, as far as you're concerned, who was the better driver, you or Brian?
Well, I taught Brian everything he knows and not everything I know.
That's a great answer. That's a great answer. And your dad really, was he partial to either you or Dan or Brian?
Well, he was great to both of us. We both owe our career to him. He instilled the work ethic and the desire to win, and it shows in both of us still today.
Yeah, he still got that drive, doesn't he?
He still does.
Congratulations to your family, and George Lasoski, to your dad.
Yeah, thank you very much, and I want to thank my family for being here, my son Landon, my daughter Hope, and my grandson Brody. Thank you guys for coming with me, and really appreciate everyone here, and it's an honor for us to come here and accept this for my dad.
I think Brian was thinking about being here tonight, right?
He tried to be here and couldn't get a late flight. He was going to fly back, but he couldn't get out.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right. Danny Lasoski representing George Lasoski, our next member of the Hall of Fame. Thank you, Danny. Appreciate it.